So, Brevin, I'm upset this week.
I think I know why.
No Christmas Day game for the Grizzlies.
Brevin,
and not that upset me. I mean, I'm fine not playing on Christmas. But it just keeps feeling like it's piling up that we are a forgotten team, and we're a forgotten team with a forgotten star. This is the year to remind them. LFG! Exclamation point.
Dang, you started like that today. Okay.
Let's go.
It's
the Remind Me Tour.
Hey, no.
Grizzlies are on tour this season. It's the Remind Me Tour. Go ahead and start the hashtag. Hashtag Remind Me. Because the Grizzlies are going to remind them who they are.
That's why I'm excited. I think that's my biggest excitement. Health of everybody, first and foremost. Nice to see how Zach Edey will work in. But the fact that everybody that talks about the Western Conference in any way, shape, or form doesn't talk about the Grizzlies at all. Anybody that talks about the stars of the game or the transitioning of the stars of the game just totally forget what Ja Morant was. He literally just missed the season because of injury at the most. Yes, the suspension was there, but the injury is what really took them out of season. Because if you think about it, the first game back, he hits a game winner against the Pelicans, and he's all over social media. He's all over sports. Right? Those first 5 games, it was Ja Morant every night to lead every sports show.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah.
And the good thing, though, is it also kind of puts this team back into a familiar position. Before they became the team that was multiple years being the top team in the Western Conference, they were still just a lowly team down here in the Mid-South that teams would come through and play, great barbecue, but that was it.
Right.
That was the most mention you would hear about this team until they, and even, I even say this, even when we went to the Western Conference Finals, it still was just, it's just Memphis because of the brand of basketball. But with the exciting brand of basketball and how they play and winning, it's going to be fun to see people backtrack a lot of things and then all of a sudden be on our bandwagon again.
Remind me.
Hashtag.
All right. One other thing before we say hello. You're a Stanford guy.
Very much so. Through and through.
We had this debate the other day. What is the plural of bronze? Like if you have 2 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 what?
Bronze.
Bronze?
Yeah, it's just still bronze, I think. I think whatever the next thing is, you put the S on.
That is incorrect. It is actually bronzes.
Get out of here. Bronzes is a word?
Which is crazy, right? That doesn't make sense. And we sat there and debated for an hour.
I would have debated. If somebody would have like bronzes, I was like, no, it's like bronze. If you had 2 bronze somethings.
Right.
Those are the things that
right.
But it's not 2 bronzes.
Right. It is. The plural of bronze is actually bronzes. Yeah, looked it up. Look it up. I actually looked that one up. I know that one for a fact.
That's a fact one there.
That is a fact. All right, welcome to Night Court, everybody. I'm Rob Fisher. He's Brevin Knight. We got a lot to get to, so let's get right to it. The Olympics they're over, and the last few days, the biggest thing was men's basketball. The way that they came back against Serbia was just ridiculous, and then to go out and win the gold medal game in the fashion that they did was. Boy, that's really what you wanted to see from this team. I think the Serbia thing really got because even before the Serbia game, it was like, I don't know, Kerr sucks, Tatum's not playing, this is ridiculous. And it was kind of like when they're down 17 to Serbia, not that you're hoping that they lose, but you're kind of thinking they're going to lose and you're ready to pile on this team. And they come back and win it in the fashion that they did, that it was like, it kind of united everybody on this team.
Everybody got together
right.
on one accord for some reason. But I think what it did in that game was Serbia shot the hell out of the basketball in the first half. Like, to be honest with you, the amount of threes that they were making was inordinate. So what you had to say in your mind is, let's say that they can't do that for the entirety of the game. And I thought the one problem that the Americans had at one point was that they were trying to get it all back too quickly. So defensively, there's too much scrambling at left open shots. On the offensive end, you're just trying too hard to do it yourself. once they settled down, didn't scramble as much on the defensive side, found just enough of a rhythm. You saw that in that fourth quarter when it got to the last 6-7 minutes, those shots didn't go down. Right. Wasn't as easy for guys to make the play. The bench wasn't as hyped jumping up. It's a whole different game. And what you had to lean on is that the fact that the Americans had more closers. And that is what they just had to get to a point where we can have our closers be better than your closer. Right. Or your closer with me and Bogdanovich and Jokic, which neither one, and more so Jokic than anything, couldn't get anything done in the end of that game. And I give Joel Embiid a lot of credit for the Serbia win because they needed someone to be able to score in that mid-range game and make things happen, and he did it.
It was pretty impressive. I knew they were going to come back against Serbia. I mean, Marko Guduric plays for Serbia.
Hey, how about when they said that name? I was like, look at Marko
Guduric
out there getting it in, and he looked good though. He was moving around. He was one of the guys with the lead celebration.
And Bruno Caboclo had a 30 spot.
Well, the thing with Bruno is I think Bruno is in a lot of ways. I thought it was just miscast in the position that he tried to play at. Like they tried to play him at a position of size. But he really was just more of a wing player that was tall.
Yeah.
Because when he tried to play inside, it wasn't physical enough to do it. And for him, his skill set was a little awkward, but when he got it going, could make shots. I mean, there's very few people that long and athletic like he is.
Is LeBron in the NBA in 4 years?
I could see LeBron being in the NBA in 4 years, but there would be a travesty if LeBron is still leading USA basketball in 4 years. Like that to me, that's the bigger thing. Like if he's still in the NBA, okay, maybe doing something. But if we're talking about the Olympics in LA and we're talking about, man, we need LeBron to win that game, bro, we in trouble. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Do you doubt it? I mean, do you doubt it?
I want to doubt it because I want to believe in our young guys. I want to believe in Jason Tatum. I want to believe in Anthony Edwards. I want to believe in Ja Morant. I want to believe that the guys that won it for us this year are guys who we are not going to be dependent on winning it in 4 years. Like we still looking at Steph Curry and LeBron James to win games. Even a Joel Embiid who doesn't even, he's talking about maybe playing for Cameroon in the next one. So literally we're talking about all of the next wave of stars have to, number one, make sure that their game is ready. But USA basketball is going to have to do a good job of at least maybe at some point identifying some guys and saying, can we get together maybe a couple of weeks out of every summer as we get towards playing? And because the thing that you saw is the rest of these countries are coming. And there's no longer just one guy or two guys. And the other thing is, it's guys that aren't in the NBA that are still really good players, and they play together long enough. So we have seen the trend. We saw the team get beat. We saw it here in the 2 games, lead in the semifinal game and the gold game. Were not easy games at all. What do you expect in 4 years? In 4 years, those teams are going to be that much better.
Women's basketball, they win their 8th straight gold, 61 straight wins, and I think their good news is that the future looks bright.
So you look at the men's game. It's like long time ago. It's like, man, nobody's ever going to beat them. And then it's like, oh, everybody, they're getting a little closer. It might happen. I'm still in the women's game. Like, I don't think anybody can beat them.
France gave them a run.
They gave them a run. Like, that's one team, but it's the size. Like you watch the size difference with our women in so many other countries is such a difference. Now, they're catching up, but I think it's a different gap between where it is in men's basketball and where it is in women's basketball.
Yeah. How cool is Gabby Thomas? Pretty cool, huh? Harvard grad, gold medalist.
How about the go workout during the day? She was going to work out during the day. She would go to class, and then at night she would work at a hospital in an underserved community as her charity work. Yeah. And that's what she would do. And then she goes out. I mean, she's just a great representation of what you can be, and to be a young black woman, to show young black women out there that you can do more than just be in one box. You want to be an athlete? Cool, be an athlete, but you can also double that with something else. So I think it's a great message for women in general, but especially for young black women out there that have seen her on this stage.
Did you see the wall climbing?
I did. Yo, how fast is
They
that?
look like lizards.
Bro, and then touch the thing. The one thing, boy, when you miss that, you're done. It's like there's no comeback. It's like you better plot out whatever your course is, and it's like, go.
Done.
I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They showed highlights. I was like, oh my God, it was crazy.
Yeah, because I'm like you. The first time,
how long you trained for that?
Well, the thing was when it started, I'm like, okay, I wonder how who's gonna be strong enough to grip and find. And when it started, I was like, oh shit, it's just
they don't even grip. They just go.
It's like you're running. They literally running, going straight up.
It was crazy. Did you see the? I think it's called artistic swimming.
Is that the dancing?
But they throw each other in the air
and
out of the pool.
Flip. Yeah,
and do flips. Flip. And then they did the moonwalk.
Yes.
The U.S. team did the moonwalk underwater.
I was so nice to be able to get that camera angle of watching the underwater action as what they're doing there that then leads to what comes out of the water. Because I wonder if the people that are watching, can you, unless they have it up on a big board, how well could they see all of what's going on underneath? It's almost like you're just like, oh wow, that was nice, that was right. But the setup of it all and the way they hold their breath, if I was one of those people, I'd be like, I can only do one arm things because I have to hold my nose.
Right.
I can't do the water up my nose.
Are you a hold your nose first?
Oh, I am.
When you jump in, do you hold your nose?
Hold my nose. I have not. I don't know. How do you?
I wouldn't allow my children to do it.
Oh yeah, I hold my nose. Now, what I don't have to hold my nose to swim underwater. So when it's time to swim underwater, I just swim underwater. But to jump in, oh for sure.
You're a nose holder.
Yes.
Ugh.
So I would be. As soon as we start doing the back and all that, I'd be like, oh.
I'm a little disappointed. I didn't know that about you.
Just be happy that you're just a black man that swims.
That's true.
Okay? Let's just be happy with that.
Sports we cannot do. The shot put.
Oh, heck no.
Can you imagine? The shot put, I'm afraid I would drop it on my toe. But the disc, okay, I can throw this disc. But can you imagine spinning around 3 times and trying to put it straight? I don't know where the thing would go.
Well,
it would certainly go into the net left or right.
I don't want to push this thing into my neck, first off. That's how you got to start.
The big ball, the concrete ball.
It's in my neck. That's the number one thing. From there, like you say, you spin around, and then I got to figure out how to let it go from here. No.
3 feet.
These guys, the women and women that do that are exceptional at what they do, and these are times where you sit back and this is when they get their glory because we don't watch it enough in track and field events. You don't see it on TV that much, but in this instance, kudos to all of them because there are a lot of things. That's another one I can't do.
Yeah. Ryan Krauser, gold medal. Congratulations.
Yes.
Shout out to him. The pole vault.
I'd be too scared.
I couldn't even try it.
Okay, hold this, and then. Is there something you put it in, when they're running, it goes into something
Yes.
number one, I got to concentrate on running, holding it, and then put it in that little ass thing.
And then I'm way up in there.
Here we go. No. Another one that I'm not trying. Kudos to all of y'all that get up there on that little skinny ass pole and go over with that bar.
Now, the people running the track, okay, now granted, I couldn't run that fast or I couldn't even run that far. But if I could, I don't know if I could stay in the lane.
I couldn't do any distance.
Because how fast they're running, and I look at how fast they're running, and I'm like, how do they concentrate and stay in their own lane? There's not a lot of room.
No, there's the dedication to not being disqualified is the first place of how you stay in your lane. My thing is just the distance people. Those people that run distance, and they're running these miles in 5 minutes, something like how you run that fast for that long? Then they get to the end and they just run faster. And I'm just like, bro, you're making me tired. But this other thing that we better get under control. This men's 4x100 team.
Yeah.
They gotta figure how to do the baton.
And the baton, yeah.
Bro, it's the one most important part of the relay is give the next person the baton so he can run.
Yeah.
And this is 20 years of not medaling, 24 years of not being in a goal. It's going to be 28 and 24 moving to the next one. That's ridiculous that You're not getting beat on because you're slower, but you can't give the baton to the next person.
Yeah. 3-on-3 basketball wasn't for me.
I watched it a couple times, but it didn't move me. I don't know. I mean, we got basketball already. Why do we need a 3v3 basketball?
Right.
And who are the people that have been playing it? Like, how do you, like, did you win a tournament to be the people that play in it? Like, how do we even pick the people? It's not even the best 3 basketball players from the
Jimmer
U.S.
Fredette.
It's not even the best 3 basketball players from the U.S. that we put on the team.
And the underhand Barry.
Who did that?
Rick Barry's kid.
He played in it?
Yeah, he was in there.
We didn't put the 3 best.
He shoots underhand free throws.
We don't put the best 3 basketball players in 3 versus 3. I don't know how you get on it. You have to qualify in some way.
I don't know. 5 new sports coming in 2028.
Hold on. Before you even say that.
6, actually. 6.
Hold on.
Six
Before
new sports.
let's not skip over this one.
What?
That breakdancing debacle, bro. Did you see the Australian?
Ray gun?
Did you see that show?
Yeah.
That was an embarrassment.
Rygun, I think.
I don't know what the name was. That was an embarrassment to breakdance.
What's embarrassing is that was the best from their country.
And she's supposed to be some type historian on breakdancing, I heard. Like, because you can teach it doesn't mean you can do it. and again, there had to be some, like, qualification for you to get to the Olympics. Like, bro,
Right.
How did that happen?
Right. That's who should be embarrassed. Who finished 2nd in the country?
Yes, you should find that person. All right, go tell us some new sports.
6 new sports. Baseball.
Oh, baseball's coming. Yeah, they were talking about maybe some major league guys, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Softball. Awesome.
Oh, that would be good.
Lacrosse.
Ooh,
That's cool.
that would be good.
Cricket. I'm willing to learn.
I want to learn because it's like baseball in a little bit, or no. I don't know what to try to compare it to.
I
need to watch
be the
it long
closest
enough.
comparison. Yeah.
But I would like to get to understand it a little better. That would be good.
Hey.
I don't know who's calling.
Sorry. Squash.
That's a rich people's sport.
Do you know what it is?
No, because
don't
I
know
wasn't
anything.
rich when it was out.
In flag football.
Ooh, it's the only way. That would be cool. Flag football would be good.
Yeah. NFL guys, you think?
Nope,
No.
not at all.
Just 3 dudes.
I mean, we did 3v3. Why all of a sudden, 3v3, pick 3 people that just qualified flag football. Somehow there's some qualified flag footballers out there.
What year will Jal make the Olympics?
28.
The Remind Me tour.
I truly believe. I mean, the kid is special, and as long as he is playing, there are very few people who can do what he does on a basketball court.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of him being locked in to do it on a regular basis. I mean, that's what it comes down to, bro. You ready and available. If he's ready and available to play, very few people can do what he does.
Will LeBron be on the team?
I'm gonna tell you as much. If you know what, they need to start putting some of those guys on the team so that you do away with some of the controversy. Like, if you try to put together a team of the 12 all of the best guys, you know that 3 of the guys, you guys are getting very minimal playing time.
Right.
It's impossible. We got 2 less minutes per quarter, 8 minutes less in the game,
Right.
and you want me to try to play 12 of the best guys? It can't happen. So put lesser guys. Almost like when they did the college guys. Maybe we should have like 2 college guys on the team.
Yeah.
You might as well instead of putting guys in this position.
And then their moms get mad.
Oh, now you got conspiracy theorists and why they did it. I mean,
I liked Halliburton's tweet with him in the gold medal. He said it's like doing nothing on a school project and getting an A.
You get the A. But or you have stars like him who are still ascending. You know, that's on the team. You
Right.
understand you ain't playing, but you're not at their level yet. But we see you as being one of the guys moving forward. But eventually you cannot rely on LeBron James. I'm going to say no, he's not going to be playing in 4 years in the Olympics. No.
Okay. Brevin, what are you wearing today? You got on an FVS JC shirt.
Well, you see, it's a little different vibe out here.
Yeah.
At Southland today. Usually, we get ready to play, but you see, fenced up, all those blue shirts. You may even see somebody out here working on their game. The tournament is here. FedEx St. Jude tournament. First leg of the FedEx St. Jude Cup here at Southland. The top 70 players will be here all week. So it's we'll have some fun, man. We'll have some people over. I think you said you're going to grace us with your presence.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we'll sit out here and watch on TV, but we'll also watch some golf. Whenever the umbrellas go up, that means there's something special.
Something's happening.
Something is happening because the umbrellas normally are not up.
Yeah, it's a nice shirt. I'm just wearing a regular Grizzlies shirt today, but with the golf theme, I got my 100th PGA championship at Belle Reve Country Club in 2018. Brooks Koepka, the winner, beat Tiger Woods by a couple of strokes. That was the one where it was like this was Tiger's comeback.
Yes,
and everybody. Poor Brooks Koepka. Everybody was following Tiger.
This was the start of the Brooks Koepka coming out in terms of being a player on that level. When you put him in that type scenario, he feeds off of it, and he's continued in his career.
Yeah. Will you go out on the course at all this week?
Yeah, I'll go out. Like I usually go out in the morning when it's back to hot again. It's gonna be hot as hell. So I go out early. Watch some guys on the range hit the ball, watch a couple of holes, and then I rush back here. But I'm gonna watch a little more because my buddy Aaron Rye, who won last week at the Wyndham, he'll be here. So I'll watch him. I'll go and watch him play a couple of holes and have a good talk with him.
Very cool, very cool. Have you been watching Presumed Innocent?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie with you. Know what I started watching?
It's done now, so you can watch.
I can watch it. I can watch it. Know what I've been watching on Netflix? Fire Country. You ever watched that? You ever heard of that?
I haven't.
I just kind of was like, I'm just watching. Let me just see. I'm addicted to it.
Are you?
I've watched. I woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning just because I went to bed early. I don't sleep a lot.
Right.
If I go to sleep early, I'm gonna be up. I watched it from 4 to about 8 o'clock, 8:30, just episode after episode. Just Netflix had to ask me, are you still watching?
Yes.
Yeah, gotta keep going. Did I stop you?
All right. How about this? Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Caitlin's played 26 games. Angel's played 24. 17 points to 13 and a half. 6 rebounds to 12. 8 assists to 2. Steals, both about 1.5. Blocks, Caitlin has actually doubled her up, 0.8 to 0.4. Field goal percentages are almost identical. 3-point percentage, Caitlin takes a lot more of them, hits them. She's better. Free throw percentage are both great. Caitlin's a little bit better. And both were all-stars as well. Head-to-head, Caitlin's 2-1 against Angel Reese. But my first glance at the numbers without digging, just my first glance at them, I was like, this is pretty tight. This is a great race between these two.
What are the records of their teams? Do you know that?
I don't know that. You want me to look it up?
That was the one thing. If you had the records of the team, that's the impact. So you have to have, what is your tiebreaker when you go down the numbers? You say, okay, yeah, those numbers are numbers. What was the influence that they had on their teams? And we already
Indiana's now 11-15.
They've gotten a lot better because they start off super struggle.
11-15. They're 1 game better than Chicago.
Okay. I mean, listen, I think here's the thing that they have both done a good job of is they've lived up to the hype. Mm-hmm. Both of them. I think that they're going to be instrumental in what happens moving forward. I mean, for Caitlin, she has just done a terrific job with even more hoopla, exposure, and what's going on, and she has found a way to acclimate herself to the game, the physicality of it, what she needs to do, and still learning. And Angel has done that in her role and what it will be. And so, man, it's going to come down to, at the end of the year, which one of these teams are playing better. Right now, man, listen, Caitlin may have just a slight edge in it because her team has a slight edge. You want me to help you with your phone? You've been clicking on the side. These are now back-to-back weeks I'm having to help you out here.
I know. I appreciate it. I saw a picture of Caitlin Clark with Aaron Judge. My God, is he a monster?
Oh,
He is so, because she's not tiny.
Right.
And he is just huge.
Well, that's like I saw.
Man bashes the baseball. That's why.
I think I saw a Shaq Simone Biles picture.
Yes.
Did you see that? And he almost couldn't put his arm around her.
I mean,
because it was too
unbelievable.
It was literally like put his arm around like that.
Yes. It was that was weird. That was almost It's freaky as when I saw Wemby. When we saw Wemby for the first time, it looked like a carnival person because of how they had their the pinstripe pants on,
yes.
And for how long he is, it was like, my God. There are some people that I remember their size when you see them. LeBron, the first time we saw him, I remember when he backed down to Donald Foyle and took him to the hoop, and I was like, this is a teenager.
Yes.
My God, he's a man. Yao Ming was a giant of a man. Shaq.
Right.
I remember Shaq one time at the scorer's table, he pulled up his shorts and he was pulling down his compression shorts, and I was like, his thigh, my God.
Now, for me, you know what it was? The biggest, and this is all because I was young, I told you I met John Thompson. And when I met John Thompson, I was like, this is a huge man.
Right.
And his hand, I told you, was like a paw. And I put my hand in, it was like I could have put both of my hands in it, and it would just take one of his hands. It was that, like, the other guys are big, and like I said, when I played, I never really realized how much smaller I was than everybody. But now that I'm done playing and we just walk around, or I see guys, guess what I saw yesterday playing golf? Big Bank Hank.
Big Bang Hank McDowell.
Hank McDowell used to do radio with us with the Grizzlies.
Played the NBA himself.
Played in the NBA himself, exactly. He's back with the Houston Rockets, has a fantastic card that we all love to see. And I saw him yesterday, and Hank is tall as hell.
Yes, he's tall as hell.
I didn't realize it until I went up to him and I gave him a hug, and it was like, Hank, good to see you.
Hank is when we see each other, yes, you give him a hug, and he's the most uncomfortable hug person ever, because you're hugging back.
It's like this. Because you can't bend down, but so far it's like. So I just say that to say, like, I never recognized how short I am until I was done playing. Like when I was playing, people were like, "Oh, it's like, what you mean? I'm playing. So what?" And now that I'm done playing, and I see guys, and especially like when we go, I was like, I was short.
Yeah.
I still am short.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, about the same as me, so you're good. Toasts.
Who you got?
Shout out to the teachers.
Yeah.
Welcome back to school.
Yes.
And, I hate when school starts. It's just as bad as for me. Now, granted, I'll enjoy it after a while because the kids are gone during the day. But the day's just too short. Then you got to go pick their ass up again.
Before you know it.
Jesus. But to the teachers out there who have to deal with these children, shout out to you.
And especially at this time, because guess what? As much as you talking about going, the kids don't want to be back.
No.
The days are long.
Really don't want to be back.
The sun is out. They're as fidgety as you are talking about them going back. So great shout out to teachers, especially what you have to deal with at the beginning of school years.
That's right. Shout out to the Elvis people who are in town. It's Elvis week.
I saw that on the news this morning.
You want to come to the vigil Thursday night?
I sure don't. I respect all that Elvis was and what he meant to people and what he means to the city of Memphis, but that's about it for me.
Thursday will be my 13th vigil.
Yeah, you tell me you always go.
I go to the vigil every year, yeah. It's great.
Hey, listen. Shout out to all you Elvis people. That's all.
And they come from all over the world. It's it's incredible. It's an awesome experience. If you live in Memphis, you should make it an event for yourself one time.
The city of Memphis is just the place to be this week.
The place to be this week, yeah. And then one final toast.
Who's this one to? Uh-oh. It seems like someone is going out.
This school won 39 medals, more than double the number of any other U.S. school. And if they were their own country, they would have finished ahead of 4 other countries in total medals. They also won the most total gold medals with 12. The Stanford Cardinal. What?
Already, listen, he just had to keep going just a little bit further. When he got to the countries and the medals, toast to all of my Cardinal brethren out there. Fantastic job.
More medals than the Netherlands, South Korea, Germany, and Canada.
Where would the U.S. be without the Stanford University? Athletically, scholarly, personally. I mean, you're talking about some of the best, well-rounded people there are in the world today come out of the beautiful institution, Stanford University, Palo Alto, California. Look it up if you don't know about it.
Speaking of looking it up, Google John Morant. That's it. Just Google, just
hashtag
remind me.
There it is.
We're going to remind everybody. And want to remind everybody that if you're listening to this podcast, you can also watch the weekly at the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. You can get links on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at The Fish Nation. Brevin's on Twitter at BrevinKnight22, and the show on Twitter at NightCourt22. So we got links to the show that way, both audio and video of the show each and every week. We thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. For BK, I'm Fish. That does it for Night Court. We'll talk to you again next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.